Title: The Lantern Whisperer of Moonshadow Forest. On the far edge of Moonshadow Forest, where the trees hum softly at night and the fog curls like silver, Ribbon stood a tiny cottage made of mossy stones. Inside lived a young wanderer named Yellaw, a curious soul who loved listening to stories carried by the wind. One cold evening, as the moon rose pale and thin above the treetops, Yellaw noticed a strange glow flickering between the branches. It was not fire, nor a star that had fallen too low. It was something else, something calling. Yellaw stepped outside. The forest, usually silent at this hour, buzzed faintly. Leaves rustled without wind. The glow drifted like a floating candle, slowly moving deeper into the woods. Yellaw grabbed a lantern and followed. Scene 1, the path of soft echoes. The deeper Yellaw walked, the stranger everything felt. The pebbles on the ground hummed softly beneath each step. The trees leaned inward, as if wanting to whisper something important. Even the moon seemed to dim, letting the forest's faint blue glow take over. And the floating light continued drifting ahead, never too far, never too close. It almost felt alive. "Wait, who are you?" Yellaw called. The light paused, then brightened once, as if answering. Yellaw gulped. "Okay, I'll follow." Scene 2, the silent clearing finally. The glow stopped at an old clearing Yellaw had never seen before. At the center stood an enormous ancient oak, its trunk twisted like a giant's hand reaching toward the sky. Beneath it lay dozens of tiny lanterns, some glowing softly, some completely dark. Yellaw approached one. The moment their hand touched the lantern's surface, a soft voice echoed, gentle, trembling, almost lost. "Hello!" Yellaw froze. The lantern flickered weakly, revealing a shimmering outline inside like the silhouette of a tiny creature. "Were you calling me?" Yellaw whispered. "Yes," the voice answered. "We need help." Scene 3, the lantern spirit's plea. The glow from the oak brightened, illuminating dozens of lanterns. Each lantern housed a lantern spirit, tiny guardians who watched over travelers who lost their way in Moonshadow Forest. But something was wrong. A shadow had crept into the forest recently, dimming the lanterns, silencing their voices, and slowly consuming their light. "Our keeper has vanished," the little spirit said. "Without her, our lanterns fade. Soon we will disappear." Yellaw knelt beside them. "Who is your keeper?" The spirit pointed a tiny glowing arm toward the ancient oak. "Her name is Yellaw," the lantern whisperer. The oak groaned suddenly. The branches trembled. A sign. A plea. A warning. Yellaw tightened their grip on the lantern. "What do I need to do?" Scene 4. Into the root chamber, a crack appeared at the base of the oak, glowing faintly. The roots shifted, forming a doorway, an entrance into darkness. Yellaw stepped inside. The air was thick, cold, and strangely quiet. The only light came from the small lantern spirit in their hand. "Stay close," the spirit whispered. As they descended, faint whispers echoed from the wall's lost voices of travelers, memories trapped in the roots, the history of the forest itself. At last they reached the root chamber. There, tangled in dark vines, was Yellaw, a gentle spirit with long flowing light for hair. Her glow was faint, almost gone. "Yellaw," she whispered weakly. "I've been waiting." "You know my name?" Yellaw asked. "All wanderers who listen to the forest can hear me," Yellaw said. The vines around her pulsed shadows, feeding on her fading light. "We're losing the forest," she murmured. "If I fall, the lantern spirits fade, and then the forest will forget its way." Scene 5. The heart of the light. The small spirit tugged at Yellaw's sleeve. "You can save her," Yellaw swallowed. "How?" The spirit floated upward and pressed its tiny glowing hands onto Yellaw's chest. "Your lantern, your heart. It carries warmth, kindness. That is the light shadows fear most." Yellaw stepped forward, hands trembling, and placed their lantern against Yellaw's chest. A soft hum began. The vines hissed. Light rippled from the lantern into Yellaw, gentle, bright, warm. The shadows recoiled, shrinking back into the cracks of the chamber. Yellaw's glow grew stronger, brighter, until the chamber filled with golden light. "Thank you," she whispered. "You have restored what was fading." Scene 6. Dawn over Moonshadow emerged from the oak. As the first hint of dawn touched the forest, the lanterns scattered throughout the clearing began to glow brightly again. The spirits inside them danced, twirling like fireflies waking from a long sleep. Lyria stood beside Yellaw, radiant once more. "You are always welcome here," she said. "The forest remembers those who carry kindness," Yellaw smiled, gripping their lantern. "And I'll remember you." As the sun rose, the fog lifted, revealing Moonshadow Forest in colors Yellaw had never seen, every leaf shimmering with new life, every branch humming softly with gratitude. The forest was awake again, and somewhere deep inside the ancient oak, the lantern spirits whispered Elia's name. Softly, gratefully, forever.